Alright, let's get started with the Sekimeiya. I finally remembered to load instead of just starting. Alright, let's do this. Waiting another 5 minutes until someone chats, or are you gonna start? Uh, that's quite unfortunate timing on that. Unless he sent the message before and it got delayed or something, I don't know. I'm assuming you haven't watched the previous stream, right, Kaz? I don't know why you would. Basically what happened was, these people finally started having some sense. They realized that there was a murderer in the building. It was probably one of them. And now they've decided to just spend the rest of their 6 hours in this building in a single locked room with no dangerous weapons or objects until it's all over. And it's all gonna be fine. I was busy learning for school, so now I haven't watched anything lately. Oh, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that school can get in the way of free time sometimes. But it's fine. It's alright. Oh, and also, this is actually something I should have mentioned first, but I honestly forgot. Um, the little girl, Isla, she's dead. We found her body inside one of the cabinets where gemstones were supposed to be, I believe. And she had no apparent, like, there was no, like, wound on her or anything, and it didn't look like she dehydrated or something, or was strangled. So she was probably poisoned or died through natural causes, which is a mystery. It's alright to spend your free time learning how the negative works in French. The negative? What do you mean by that? Like negative words? I go. The negative is I don't go. Oh, I see. I mean, is it really alright to spend it on that much? Of course it's important if it's for school, but if it wasn't, if you didn't do it in school, somehow I doubt that you would do that out of your own volition. We're just friends. she's now very interested in solving the mystery after her daughter died. It's quite, I think it's quite honorable to me that she's taking this into her own hands. My grades are as low as ever. Oh, and in order to not get kicked out of school, I have to catch up. So yeah, it's okay. Well, that's good. It's good. You have to study a bunch. Um, actually have a little suggestion for that, because you might actually already do this already, but you could try out an app called Enki. It's like a little software, and yeah, that's very useful for me during school, because like it helps me remember a bunch of otherwise very useless facts pretty quickly. It's just like a thing that lets you make a bunch of flashcards, but it has like algorithms and stuff that make it so you study really efficiently, I guess. It's a vocabulary app. Not exactly. You can you can write down your own things to study. So, you can use it for vocabulary, but you could also use it for a bunch of other stuff. Like, I don't know, math equations or whatever. That's just dramatic irony, my dude. There is nothing you could have done about that. What was she holding? The one ring? It couldn't have been Miss Sekimeiya, because she can't hold that in her hand. And if she had held it, she would have teleported. Oh, do you? I have no idea. That's exactly what I was thinking. Oh, oh my god. Holy crap. Hang on, I wrote some notes for this, I believe. Somewhere. Notes about the imaginary friend. Or supposedly imaginary. Here, Isla claims to know a friend who told her the events in the tower. I spelled tower wrong. Also, the friend said there would be 3 men and 4 women, when it's the other way around, not counting Naomi, because nobody cares about her. That's an opinion, I shouldn't have written that. She says the friend is female and doesn't work in the building, but promised each other not to tell others any information other than that. Irina says Isla talks about the friend like she lives in their home, but is certain she doesn't. Yeah, that all checks out. Other than the fact that she got the number of men and women wrong, but I'm not sure how to fix that exactly. Stop bullying Naomi. I mean, she only had like one lie throughout this entire thing. Who cares? One line, but 2 dead bodies. It'd be pretty awkward if my mom saw me hanging out with myself, but like a literal version of myself. She was going to die again eventually. I don't know about that. I'm not gonna scroll back to it. The fact that she got the number of men and women wrong, though, strongly suggest. Holy crap! I just thought of something. Holy crap! But yeah, the fact that she got the number of men and women wrong means that the timeline the other Isla was in is different from this timeline somehow. So that means timelines can change, and therefore we can still save her life. Anyway, imagine the benefits. One robs a bank and the other one chills at the PD. Perfect crime. That would be perfect, yeah. You can create an alibi. Okay, 3 men, 4 women. Not counting Naomi because nobody cares about her. I said not counting Naomi, but what if it is counting Naomi? So, wait. How many women are there? Shiroya, Irina, Isla, and Naomi. That's 4. And how many men are there? Atsuki, which is the main character, Sai, Kate, and Akaro, the tall guy. So, in reality, there's 4 men and 4 women. So consider this. What if in the original timeline that the original Isla came from, one of the men wasn't there? Like, let's say, for example, Akaro. No particular reason, I just think he's most likely to be the murderer, right? So they went through this whole thing at the tower. Isla went back in time, and then Akaro in the next timeline somehow found out about all of this happening, and he was like, oh man, I gotta get to the tower so I could steal the Sekimeiya. And then as a result of him coming there, he started committing all of these murders and killing Isla in the past. So yeah, that would explain uh, why Isla got the number of people wrong, number of each gender. And even if Akaro isn't the killer, that strongly suggests that one of the men is the murderer. Or at the very least one of them is here when they shouldn't be. Like as in, they weren't here in the previous timeline, but they are here now. As a result of whatever happened in the previous timeline. Why is this green? Oh, the recording, right? I thought I had seen that before. So, I'm not sure if you were here for this cat. You weren't, no, what am I saying? Um, there was a recording we heard, and in the recording it was like all of us basically saying that we've been inside of this building for a month when we were only supposed to be here for 12 hours. So obviously we're kind of freaked out that we're gonna be here for a month. How do we even have food? We don't. We just have to starve. Oh, actually, you mean for when we were out for a month? I have no idea, actually. I don't remember. There would have to be a way, though. It wouldn't make sense for us to survive that long otherwise. I don't think there is any food in the building, though, unless I forgot about it. I wonder if I could try searching for food. Yeah, they didn't let it. Oh no, he's just thinking that they don't let them. That doesn't mean they actually don't. Refrigerator? Okay, so there's food. Never mind, I didn't read the full sentence. I thought it said to store food, and that was it. Okay. Okay, yeah, they do mention it. There is no food in actuality. So that's another mystery. Well done thinking of that, Kaz. Nice job. Maybe we just end up eating each other or something. Keep up. I'm sorry, what? Yeah, honestly, I would just go back to sleep in this case. We could eat the dead bodies, of which there are two. That's a great idea, yeah. I'm sure nothing bad's going to happen if we do that. Yeah, that is really stupid. Mate, you're so stupid. I'm actually hoping he's lying about this and he's just trying to make up some stupid ass excuse. I mean, that is a fair point, but what the hell? Why could someone from the outside have broken in? Mate, you're so stupid. Sai must be laughing his ass off right now. The only way that's possible is if someone helped them from the outside, right? It could have only been a time traveler, right? The thing is it... How would it work for some... Crap, I just dropped my phone. I'm not sure if you heard that. Um, yeah, if... How would it work to have two people in the same place at the same time, right? Using the time machine. What you would need to do is time travel, and then prevent your past self from time traveling. And now there are two of you, right? Because if your past self traveled, then they would essentially leave the timeline. Alternatively, what you could do is, you know, go really far into the future, right? Like over here, we're spending 6 hours in this room. Well, clearly not anymore, because some of us escaped, but if himself from the far future ended up going back to the past, then yeah, there would be there would be two of them. The thing is, once those 6 hours would be up, how would he be able to get his hands on the Sekimeiya? Like, surely by then there would be security guards and stuff preventing them from going in or whatever, right? I don't know. It's confusing. Oh. Oh, that's right. That's right. This was another detail. I was actually planning to look over this, to be honest, but now they've said it explicitly. Apparently the only voices heard in the recording were Sai, Akaro, and Isla. So if those three are villains, then like, we got them. They were just lying. Although they were referencing other people in the recording, they were the only ones talking, to be clear. They're the only ones outside this room right now. Instead of making this like a quarantine type thing where all of the people stay inside so nobody kills anyone else, the only people who are outside of the room have to be killers, or people who clearly don't give a crap about getting killed. So I say we just barricade the door. Instead of locking ourselves in, we just lock those people out. Oh, never mind, it's already locked from the inside. Well, I don't know, you were able to hide your extra key, weren't you? It's possible one of them had hidden something as well. Actually, now that I think about it, Sai was the one patting everyone down, right? So, technically, if Sai and Akara were accomplices, all Akara would need to do was, or all Sai would need to do was pretend nothing was on Akara's body when there actually was. I'm confused. That's okay. It's confusing. What are you confused about? I could explain it further, probably. I can't even write it. It's fine. It's fine. I'm not confused. It's fine. Okay, I was kind of zoning out there for a second. But yeah, now that I think about it, them being the murderers and them just trying to escape in order to create a casual loop. You know, just because they escaped, I mean, that doesn't mean they're the killers. Because they could have just found it necessary to escape in order to ensure that themselves in the past is helped by their own version of the future. It was such a confusing explanation. Uh, they needed to make sure to go to the past because their past selves saw themselves in the future. And if they don't go back to the past, then the timeline wouldn't be consistent. Still, like, they could have explained that to us at least. Okay, uh, does that make sense to you? I still don't get it, but it's fine. Well, what exactly are you not getting? I could explain it further, potentially. Maybe I'm too tired to understand. Well, maybe. It's a complicated story though, so like, you don't feel bad about it. And also, you missed out on a bunch of the streams, so Why is the time traveling messing up something? Well, it's not messing up something per se, but like themselves in the past saw like something happen as a result of themselves in the future. So like I'm just going to say Sai did this just to make it a simpler explanation. Let's say Sai goes back in time, right? And he like uses the elevator or whatever, murders some people, and then casually comes back, right? And then that would mean there are two Sais in the building. But like, even though I know you said earlier that like it'd be super cool to have two versions of yourself, but really it's not all that cool, is it? The version of himself in the past needed to go back into the past in order to make sure that there was only one of them in the timeline, and also to make sure that the events of the past are consistent with all other timelines. Because let's say Sai goes back to the past, murders some people, and then there are two Sais, right? The Sai in the present, the one that didn't come from the future, um, if he doesn't go back into the past, then in the next timeline over, the events wouldn't be consistent. And even though I think that's fine, right? I don't think that will have any serious consequences. These people don't know that. They still haven't experienced a situation where the timeline has changed. So for all they know, making the timelines inconsistent and changing the past in any way could like destroy the entire universe or something. Kind of like in Back to the Future. Does that make more sense? Me. Yeah, no, it makes sense. All right, I'm glad. Who? Who's me? Oh, Akara? Yo, who are you? What timeline did you come from? So you know who Sai is, but you don't know who this guy is? Remember what I was saying before about how in the original timeline where Isla came from, there are three men and four women, right? What if the reason there are four men in this case is because Kate didn't exist in the other timeline, and he only exists in this one. And somehow Akaro came from that other timeline, and that's why he doesn't recognize it here. That's really confusing though. How the hell did he come from that timeline? Damn, the the game is self-aware. No, no, I don't trust you. I don't trust you. Oh, who's gonna tell him? I should probably write down all of the inconsistencies he has. These will undoubtedly be important later. I'm sorry that the chat box will kinda cover up the text. Um, what should I write? Ignore that caps lock. I like how I'm jumping between present and past tense. I'll continue that on in case there are more. That is all of them, right? Elevator, Kate, and Isla. It's not a grammar test. Yeah. Yeah, that should be everything. Let's continue. Are you fucking with us? He doesn't? He doesn't know about Naomi either. Interesting. I should just say Naomi and... or no, Isla and Naomi times 2 are dead. Is it disrespectful to say times 2? No, it's probably fine. They're fictional characters. Nobody cares. What are you talking about? This is important info. They also have feelings? Not really. They're programmed in, always say the same thing each time. They're just mindless robots, nobody needs to care about them at all. Who hurt you? Nobody. I'm perfectly fine. Then what? Why are you talking so bad about others' feelings? That's because these aren't others. These are robots. They don't exist. They're fictional. Um, found a hidden passage. Doesn't know about the hidden passage. I don't even know if that's important to write, but do you two perhaps have some kind of relationship that you're not telling us? Oh, was he here for our little backstory back then? Does he know that the Sekimeiya can time travel? Come on, Atsuki, come on. You need to be more motivated. Oh, sorry, I didn't see that message. That sounds like a you problem. What do you mean? About the characters? Well, I guess, but does he know? Yeah, he's not fazed by it, so he must know that it has the ability to time travel. What the hell? Oh my god, I'm so freaked out right now. What's going on with your face? You look like you're about to murder someone. There's no way none of us would have heard her yelling me. She'll murder you because you denied her having feelings. I don't care. That's not the reason, of course. The game is scripted, so my actions in the real world don't matter. Meanwhile, on the other side of the door, Isla, like, time traveled to the past so that she could start screaming to make her go crazy. No, she has to be going insane. Unless there's some other kind of supernatural work going on here, there's no way this can be explained logically. Like, even time travel can't make this happen. There would have to be something else. I don't even need to explain myself so much further. Even she's starting to realize it. It's just that so far in this game, like, they usually have a lot of people that are saying things that don't make any sense. And then later on, it turns out that they make perfect sense. Like old Akaro here, and all the stuff he was saying, for example. He's not denying the fact that it goes back to the past. I should write that. Yeah, I just said he never stated he knew about time travel, but never denied it when it was brought up. The second, Naomi the second. Yeah, it really doesn't make sense. Even my theory about him coming from another timeline. I suppose he could have been touched by the Sekimeiya unconsciously or something, but that seems kind of dumb. We're not letting you go back outside though. You're going upstairs. He doesn't have a way of going outside, right? Right? You guys accounted for that, right? I can trust you? Yeah, I was about to say that to be honest. It's quite ironic. I'm gonna go to sleep now. Bye. Oh, going to sleep early for once. Well done. Have a good sleep. Good night. You guys just need to watch me. You can see if I run out of the room. And besides, Arena carrying the key means that we trust her enough to have it. Why is it any different that I have it? Hang on, I don't understand. Are you saying that's what you're going to do? What do you mean I would leave? Why would you leave? That's not a good idea. What's the reason though? What do you have to gain by going back in time? That was the only reason? Because you wanted to understand how it worked? Don't you value your life more? Going outside would put you in physical danger. Memory loss isn't enough of an explanation because he still remembers the events that happened in this building. Memory, like a memory transplant or something, could potentially explain it, but in that case, his previous memories are probably unrecoverable. My head hurts. That would be pretty awkward. These people are like bored, stressed, scared that something bad's going to happen. Meanwhile, I'm just chilling to this awesome music, figuring out the mystery. I wonder if this was actually accounted for previously in the story. Perhaps there was some kind of regular object that was moved, and even though I didn't pay much attention to it, it was actually quite important. Let me try and think. This is a very, very specific detail, so I'm not sure if I'll even be able to think of anything, but still, I want to try. Could there have been an object like that that could have been used as some kind of signal for their past self? Oh my god. Now we're getting into like primer bullshit. That would be quite unethical. It would be pretty awkward if we solved the mystery and it turns out we were the killer. And then we're like, oh crap, now I have to go back and kill all these people so that the timeline is consistent. Will you? Will you really? What? No, that's different though. If we saw a note that said, oh, by the way, all of you are going to be in here for a month, none of us would have believed it. A recording of us saying we're going to be in here for a month, that's way more believable. It wouldn't have been able to create the same effects. Unless I'm misunderstanding what he's saying. No, no, that is what he's saying. Oh my god, I didn't think of that. Oh, but, even if we had taken longer to make it to the Sekimeiya room in the event room, because of the fact that the Sekimeiya builds up like heat, and the more heat it builds up, the further back it travels you back in time. Even if we had made it to the Sekimeiya later, he might have, maybe, I'm not sure, he might have still been teleported to the same time, you know, or time traveled. So essentially, even if he used it later than he did in this timeline, he might have still gone to the same time and date, probably. There are other ways to explain it too, though. There's a reason we locked ourselves in here. It's so that no more of us die. Mate, you need to value your life more. I keep saying this. Hmm? What? Did you check under the bed and in the cabinets and the closets? How many of us are in the building right now? It's only you three, um, Atsuki, Akaro, and Sai. If me, Sai, and Akaro were working together, we could murder all of y'all. You know, like, um, yeah, I think we could beat you three in a fight, not gonna lie. Just looking at your physiques. What I'm trying to say, by the way, I wasn't just saying that for no reason. I was saying that because, like, if we really were working together, then that wouldn't make sense, because we would just kill all of y'all. That doesn't look very bitter. It looks like a very sweet smile, actually. Oh, nice. The meme number. There are no accidents. They chose that number on purpose. Alright, well, this plan failed. The plan of all of us staying in the same room. At least we tried, though. At least we tried. Oh yeah, good times. What smell? I don't remember this. I wonder if this will be important later. Well, even though the water is disgusting, it's still water, right? You can still live off of it, right? It's probably just like Dasani water or something, and that's why they hate it so much. Will we really gain anything by going back in time, though? See, thoughts like that is going to cause you to become the murderer in the future. I'm really worried that I won't be here anymore. Alright, wonderful. The only person who could have taken it was ourselves from the past. Or, I suppose, future, in a way. Our future selves who went to the past. Nobody else would have known it was here, and even if they did, they wouldn't have had the key, right? This might be kind of stupid, but what if it only teleports when it has been left alone for enough time? Because if it's been left alone, then it becomes super hot, and I guess if it becomes really, really hot, then it ends up teleporting itself. Otherwise, it would just teleport people who touch it. Still, how does that impact the position and timing of where the Sekimeiya goes? Does it work the same way as anyone who touches it? I would assume so, right? But then, how does that work? Or, like I said, maybe your future selves will go through time and it'll get duplicated then. Well, you say hard, but it's not impossible. Okay, let's try hiding the key. No, wait. What if as a result of hiding it, we end up just giving it to them? Oh crap, never mind, it's impossible. By trying to prevent the future from happening, we'll just end up making it happen regardless. Oh, never mind. Alright, I didn't think of that. Unless, unless there's a way for someone to retrieve it from the toilet. What? What? Goddamn. Goddamn, shots fired. Uh, yeah, that makes sense. But who? I mean, are we? Does this even need to be exposed to the world? Actually, why don't we put the Sekimeiya in the toilet? No, that's probably a bad idea. It could end up in the wrong hands, potentially. Or it could end up teleporting some stuff that's not supposed to. Also, I know it's too late for this, but we probably should have activated the Sekimeiya while leaving it in the same position it was in, so nobody can tell that we moved it after they used it. It might not actually matter though, I don't know. Well, I don't know. If the Sekimeiya continues to get hotter and hotter, eventually you could just die from the shock of the heat, or something. Would you actually? Let me try looking that up, actually. Like, of course, if your entire body becomes super hot, then you're going to end up dying because like your skin gets burnt or whatever, or potentially even like droughts. But the Sekimeiya, you'd only touch it with one part of your body, hopefully your hand, not anything else. So like, at what point would that actually just kill you by just touching it? Not sure. No idea. Perhaps it would get to a point where it can just burn you so hard that even if you don't die right away, the pain is so unbearable that you end up dying regardless, just because of the shock from pain. But I have no idea. Could it really? How hot was the Sekimeiya when we touched it? Um, direct heat. He said it was really hot when he was picking it up with his shirt, right? So if he felt it really hot through his shirt, even without touching it directly, it must have been quite hot, right? So how did they only go back a couple minutes? Maybe they were exaggerating how hot it was. They didn't say like, oh, it was so painfully hot. They just said it was a little bit hot, perhaps. 999 flashbacks. Keep it. What? 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 Who could it possibly be? Perhaps Akaro? Or maybe Sai? They were the people who left the rooms. Maybe it's us in the future. Or maybe it's the third Naomi or something. Yo, look at that. It says Fortuna in the game. It's part of an entire word. Not by itself, but like, still. It depends where the blood is coming from. Like, who it's coming from, I mean. That doesn't make sense. What? You suspected this? I didn't know about that. I probably just misunderstood it. I assumed that they did actually theorize it. Oh, I see. Okay, that makes sense. That's what they were saying about like the discrepancies between some objects transferring and others not. Okay. Well, how much further? It's pretty vague. We've never teleported in midair before. We've always been on the ground. That can't be a coincidence. It must be designed to work that way. We've also never teleported into any walls or anything as well. Could that be what had happened to Naomi? Could it be a different Sekimeiya? I don't know about that. I honestly think that the Sekimeiya is incredibly dangerous. If the police arrive, then if they're able to find it, they might be able to get their hands on it, and that could lead to serious problems. You know? Like, what if the government gets their hands on that or something and starts using it for unethical reasons? Still, it would be quite difficult to dispose of it, would it? I'm guessing that's something that's difficult to break. And I don't think that they would just let us, take it out of the building. Actually, maybe that's the motive of whoever the murderer is. Maybe their motive is to make sure that the Sekimeiya doesn't fall into the wrong hands. And so they feel as though murdering people is a sort of necessary evil in order to make sure that doesn't happen. And they're planning to steal the Sekimeiya and hide it somewhere or something like that to make sure nobody can use it for bad purposes. Ironically, though, in order to do so, they need to use it for bad purposes. So of course, it's not a very just cause. Oh my god. Let me save. Let me save. Let me save. Should I save over this? Yeah, it's probably fine. Uh, this is the first time there's been a choice To be honest, I thought that there weren't going to be any choices in this game. I'm honestly contemplating so hard about this. On one hand, you know, from a perfectly logical perspective, not touching the Sekimeiya, probably the best option because, uh, you know, even if I touch the Sekimeiya, it's not like everyone else is going to touch it in addition. So, like, we're all just gonna be in this building, gonna go to the police and stuff, and we're gonna catch the murderer all nice. The problem is that, like, if we really are going to be trapped here for a month, touching the Sekimeiya is probably the best thing I could do in order to prevent some of the murders from happening. I'm not sure if it would actually work, but at least there's a chance. I think what it really comes down to is my willingness to be active. Something bad has happened here, and even if there's only a small chance that I can do anything to prevent it, it's still a chance worth taking. Is that me? Now we're bringing alphas into this? Question mark and alpha. Also, why is this, like, circle with a line going through it appearing here? Doesn't that normally only appear for flashbacks? Unless this is a flashback. Oh crap, I got the bad ending. Wonderful. Do I need to... Oh, no. Okay, there we go. Well, that's great. My choices don't matter. Or perhaps they do. I don't know if I can go back to this so easily, actually. Another rule had been defied. There's probably some really deep meaning to this that I'm too stupid to understand. Still, though, it seems to make sense to me. He was murdered, right? That's all there is to it, right? So the universe pretty much just said, like, no, this couldn't have happened because it would break the structure, and as a result, Atsuki ended up going back in time. But, like, really back in time, not, like, just back to the past. Like, his actions in the future were reversed as a result of the past. That's the whole point of staying put, is to make sure nobody can get to it. Maybe they're just dropping little tiny drops of blood in order to prank us. We're gonna go back in there and the Sekimeiya is going to be gone again. Oh, come on. Another serious thing? I thought that we were going to finally get a break. Him? His? Who is he? That means it's not a third Naomi if it's a he. Been a while since I've seen a body other than Naomi. Or, well, I guess there was Isla, but... That seems like a convenient explanation. Great. Crap. Okay, I'm actually going to end this here. I'm not gonna have, like, another body show up or something, or, like, have us touch the Sekimeiya again. It's going to be bad. Also, I'm gonna create two save files. I'll try saving it at every choice from now on. So yeah, gotta get out of here. Gotta get out. So damn, that was a pretty interesting stream. A couple of interesting things of note had ended up happening. Isn't that right? Well, regardless, we're gonna have to see out the sun some other time. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching, and I'll be gone. I'll be back probably. Bye.